Hi Capricorn, it's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with the reading, and this is Dee Fernandez. Your psychic, your tarot reader for sure, your astrologer, your past life regression practitioner. I hope you guys are great. Capricorn, please take what fits and leave the rest out. They are general readings. If you want to get your own, I'll talk a little bit about that in a few minutes. Let's get together. Let's get it here. Get it together with this oracle spread first. That's how we do it here. We have the art of dying. Okay, so the art of dying, wow, it's always a kind of interesting card here. It is a 5. 41 is a 5. It's like a, it can be like a challenge, right? Fives are typically, at least in tarot, they're very they're challenges, right? Now this lady's laying down here on this kind of bed here that is in this burial plot. In other words, she's preparing to die. That's what it is. And she's, you know, she's not unhealthy, but she's unhappy because she's not living. So she's practicing the art of dying. She's not living, she's not doing what she wants, or she's not with the person she wants to be with, or, you know, the work that she, you know, loves, things like that. The art of dying. And these men, these kind of elders, are walking by going, wow, look at her, she's alive, but she's laying in the burial plot. And they're kind of laughing at her, well, a little bit. We have listen to reality, and this came up in Sagittarius's reading too. This is where this polar bear is lying on this skinny man. He's naked, and you know, just means that somebody, it's like the elephant is in the room, and, you know, wake up, something is nagging is going on, and, you know, pay attention to what is really important. That's what somebody's doing here, listening to reality. So they were not before. They were, and the art of dying is kind of showing that whoever this was, you or this other person, Capricorn, was not doing, and they had to listen to reality at the last minute when it kind of hit hard, maybe like a tower. But I feel like somebody realized that they weren't happy at all, and that they, instead of living, they were practicing the art of dying. And we have understand the infinite. Yeah, you see, that's about, we see these natives here, and they are doing some type of ritual here. But the point is, this is about understanding who you are, what your soul wants for you. That's what this reading is about, right? That's what life is about. Yeah, it is. That's what your natal chart is trying to show you. Some of us are just already doing it, but, you know, it's about evolving and really living the life you want. Let's see what else we have. We have evolve, it's okay to grow, and dream. Life can be a dream come true. That's what somebody's doing here. So before they were practicing the art of dying, and now they're dreaming of, oh, wow, I want my life to be what I'm really dreaming about, what I really want, what's, you know, what's in my heart, right? And now we have the collective. Trust the goodness in others. All right, so this is talking about trusting somebody here who has evolved. Maybe you, Capricorn. It's just going to depend. This is an interesting reading for sure. So let's get into the tarot part. If you want to get a psychic reading with me, a tarot reading, they're lots of fun, and I always check for accuracies. I do. You choose the formatting, live call or recording, or I can record the Zoom as well, the live call. Mystic Sense has a free 5-minute psychic reading, and I also offer past life regression sessions. Yeah, and those are to help you evolve too. Yeah, it's all about that. It is over here for sure, or, you know, yeah, or where we see other people evolving, like in these readings, right? Yeah, but very cool. Yeah, and if you, for a psychic reading or for yourself, basically, if you're trying to understand somebody, you don't know them, or you need your own insight, yeah, I always recommend the psychic and the tarot. It's a combo. You get the tarot after. So the bottom of the deck here is the Two of Swords, Capricorn, and that's what somebody here has, like, everything's in the description box, you guys. Somebody in this reading, you or this person, had like a wake-up call, like, I'm not happy in my life, and now I understand myself, I understand my soul, I understand that I was not living the life I wanted, even though I thought, right, even though I thought so. and somebody's growing here, and now they want to live this dream, right? We're all here to live our dream. Yeah, we are. It's just that some of us deny that because of society, because of conditioning, right? School, whatever. But this person, whoever is doing this evolving, maybe it's both of you guys, but if this is a love reading, it could be the other person. But trusting the goodness in others, somebody was not evolved before, and they were doing all the wrong things, and they might not have been good. Because we see this, it's like a reminder, the advice, trust the goodness in others. So let's see what we have, Capricorn. Queen of Swords is discerning, and here we have the Lovers. Yeah, you see somebody here wants a relationship, or they want to be, what they want is to be with the right person, their soulmate here, because the Lovers, you know, it's an angel, right? So they want to be with their soulmate, or who they feel like is their soulmate for sure. And if regarding love, since this is the Lovers, right? Sometimes it's a choice about other things, sometimes. But in this reading, it's most likely love. And so somebody made the wrong choice in the past. And they had to learn that the hard way. Because remember, the polar bear is lying on the skinny man. Yeah, very skinny. And he's like, boy, you know, I better wake up here and listen to reality. Whatever I'm doing here is not fulfilling me one bit. We have the Three of Swords. Judgment. You know, it's interesting when I see these naked people in the tarot, it does mean that you are understanding your soul, because you're being authentic. When you're not wearing any clothes, this is how you were born, right? And we come into the world, we get conditioned by family, maybe by problems, by school, society in general, as I was saying earlier. But, you know, we see a lot of naked people. It is about growing. It's about knowing who you are and being true to yourself. Yeah, when you're naked, right? Yeah, or in these cards, not when you're really naked, Capricorn, right? I mean, I don't know how you feel when you're naked, right? All right, so Three of Swords, Three of Cups in the reading. Could have been third party here, like all day long. And somebody could have, you know, it doesn't have to be. That's only going to be for, you know, some specific few, right? But somebody was doing something they did not like, and this Three of Swords has something to do with it. And so does this Five of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords is here. So whoever who has, like, it wants to live their dream now and be authentic to their own heart, that person is worried. And I feel like they're worried because maybe they left you out. Five of Pentacles, Capricorn. Maybe they didn't see the lack that was in their life, and that you were the one, like with fertility, and you were the one, right? The one really important, because now they're listening to reality. All right. But they could, in this reading, somebody could be worried that they will be left out. That, in other words, well, I want to live this dream now here, and now I'm really paying attention to what's important in my life instead of whatever, the conditioning or whatever it was, but they don't know if it's going to happen in this reading. There's like this uncertainty when we see the Nine of Swords, when he's like, very upset late at night. So we have a choice in the reading with the Lovers. It sits in the challenge. Somebody made a choice. We know it's a choice because here's the Queen of Swords next to it. And she is the intelligent, ever discerning Queen of Swords, right? I mean, some say she's a biatch, but, that's only kind of like, in some cases, right? Usually she's, in her higher self, she's very intelligent, and she is discerning matters really without being upset, right? It's in her lower self where she is, angry and throwing swords and, things like that, right? Or maybe bad words, right? Because the swords represent communication in the mind, right? Now, we have the Three of Swords over here is showing up, in the root, why it's all happening. I feel like somebody made a choice for the one that they're in love with here in this reading. And there could be somebody else left out, Five of Pentacles, as I said. But it could be like somebody could really be maybe breaking their own heart in a way. I feel like there is a broken heart here because somebody did not understand themselves. Understand the infinite is about understanding yourself. understanding divinity and your soul, really your soul, understanding who you are and understanding all your unconscious patterns, right? We all have them, but with, with divination or with evolution, we have the card evolution. With evolution, we come to understand who we are. That's life's biggest lesson, is to understand, of course, understand who you are, not to understand the stock market or about somebody else or why, or whatever. I mean, why is important, but to understand yourself. So somebody did that here, and now they make a choice, but they're just not sure what's going to happen here. And maybe there was heartbreak, as I said, because the Queen is facing the Lovers, like, wow, I made this choice, and who knows what's going to happen, especially with the Three of Swords here. Let's get a card on the Lovers, though, in the challenging energy here. Showing up with the Six of Wands. Yeah, this is, can I overcome the past? Because the art of dying is about the past in this reading. This is the art of dying, you guys, is, as I said, it's somebody who's living some type of life. Maybe they go to a job. Maybe they even have a wife or a husband, but they're not enjoying their life. So they're practicing the art of dying. They could be depressed, but they might not know it either. And so, but after they listen to reality, they snap out of it. That's what happened here. And they want to overcome themselves, maybe, because they're evolving, or they want to overcome what they've done in the past. There's a lot of past in this reading, of course, the art of dying, right? Listen to reality, wake up for the future, right? Wake up for today, be mindful. Somebody here is really mindful. They're like, wow, I wasn't paying attention before. No, I wasn't paying attention to my own joy or anything like that, because they were practicing the art of dying, right? Now they want to practice the art of living. Three of Swords, let's see what that's about here. I feel like this reading's clear. High Priestess, so somebody might have been a secret here, but somebody's definitely following their intuition here. I feel like somebody definitely could have been a secret in this reading. It's also about understanding your own secrets, right? Like your unconscious patterns, like I said. Somebody could be Pisces here, Gemini, Scorpio again over here with, or, any air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, but it can be anybody else, you guys. These are the archetypes of these energies, right? And Judgment is in the past. So this is a decision made in the past. Somebody had rebirth, their own rebirth. They woke up. They were practicing the art of dying, so they actually died. Kind of, not, or they were living like they were dead because they were not enjoying their life. They thought they were for some strange reason, right? I don't know what that, but after the evolving, they're like, well, I know what's up now. I understand myself. I understand what I've done. I understand what I'm doing. I'm mindful for sure. And Judgment is about the decision, but it's about somebody's been reborn here. They had an awakening. That's what this is about. So you had an awakening, or they did. It's whoever is evolving. That's what an awakening is about. Yeah, it is, right? Yeah. Okay. So Six of Cups showing up, and somebody seeing themselves. Six of Cups. This could be an ex, Capricorn. Could be somebody just like a friend. Possibly. That depends, right, on you guys out there, right? You'll know that. But this is about somebody most likely being nostalgic. Now, they could be, maybe they thought in the past you were the one and they chose somebody else. And then after they did that, they started practicing the art of dying. Yeah. You don't have to pay for that course, Capricorn. You don't. You just go lay down over here like this lady, right? So, they could be seeing themselves as very nostalgic here, like looking back and going, gee, why did I choose something? Or why was I this particular way? But you never know until you grow, right? You can't see what you're doing until you really evolve, right? You can't, you can't. Okay, Four of Wands, sitting in the near future. And, sitting next to this Nine of Swords. I feel like this person wants something really solid with you, maybe even a marriage. Six of Cups reversed. Wow. Let's see if I flip the cards. No, the Six of Cups reversed can be somebody returning to you right here. It could be. And this can also be somebody who's returning to their higher self, Because that's what that's about. Awakening is just returning to the person you always were, but you were blocking it. You were blocking it. You were in your lower self. Or you were like remembering a past life where you were not doing well because you kept making the same mistake, right? That's what past life readings are about. And so that could be this too. It could be, somebody could simply be returning. It could be somebody who's physical returning to you, but it could be you or this person with this evolution and judgment where somebody returns to who they really are. Yeah, that's Nine of Swords is in the concern with the Knight of Wands. They don't know if this is a little bit of lacking courage here. But it could be too that somebody might have been a little bit of a player here. Three of Swords, Three of Cups. Could have been. Nine of Swords, they're worried, right? In the environment is the Three of Cups. This is the psyche, and this is the Tower here. Yeah. So this is like knowing where joy is. This person knows that you're joy, Capricorn, or you do. You know what makes you happy now, right? Or they know that you make them happy now. It's about somebody who grew like 10 feet or 100 feet, right? Like that, kind of like that. So the Tower's there with it. There's some type of awakening here that was very abrupt. That was a rude awakening. Oh, you still love Capricorn. I mean, this is an example. Oh, I still love Capricorn. Oh, gee, well, why did I do all that other stuff here? Somebody wakes up here to that, right? Yeah, and they wake up to something else they did. This is an awakening in this reading for sure. There is 9, 8, a 5. Yeah, not a 9 or an 8, but a 5 of Pentacles in the hopes and fears with the Hermit. They could be afraid you're going to leave them out, Capricorn. They could. And now for you, in your hopes and fears, 5 of Pentacles, you could be afraid maybe you left this person out in the past, you see? This could be like, I'm not going to get a second chance, especially with judgment. Judgment is a second chance too. Vertical, right? So, I'm not going to get a second chance. And if it's about work, it could be maybe about that. I'm not going to have a second chance with this career that I want or this endeavor or whatever, right? If it's about love, somebody's afraid they're not going to get a second chance here for sure. 9 of Wands is the wounded warrior. He's here with judgment reversed. We have repeaters, right? I have 2 decks here, but this 9 of Wands is the wounded warrior. See, something happened in this reading for sure. Somebody did something. They've suffered. They've suffered. 9 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands. They could have suffered at their own hand, right? Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's some type of saying that you suffer more by your own hands than by somebody else's. And that's before evolution, yeah, before evolving for sure. And so judgment here reversed. This can be about a rebirth here. I feel like what this means is that somebody made really poor judgment. Judgment in the reverse. Poor judgment in the past. And now they are the wounded warrior, but they're being resilient. So if this is you or this person, Capricorn, this is great because this is a major sign of evolution here too. Like, wow, I really screwed up in the past, but I'm looking toward the future. Yeah. And so, yeah. And so for somebody here, with regard to love, this is a beautiful reading. Regard to career too, it is, because somebody knows what they want, they know where they screwed up, and they're wise. And yeah, nobody wants to deal with somebody who hasn't gained any wisdom. Good God, no. Where's that Hermit? Here he is to prove it, right? Gonna end this reading, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to get a reading with me, they are lots of fun. Check out the description box below. Please like, share, and subscribe because it does help me to keep bringing these readings with the algorithm. It helps me to keep bringing them to you. Thanks so much, guys. Hit the little the bell if you want my notifications.